How important is page speed score? My blog has a pretty bad page speed score. For performance, it's only getting a 39 for mobile devices. For desktop, it's 88. It passes Core Web Vitals. The main reason behind this bad score, I believe, is the use of AdSense. What should I do? Should I focus on improving or page speed score, or just ignore it and focus on my blog?
I would definitely put some effort into the mobile score. Ignore your desktop as far as the scores are concerned. Google's focused on mobile first. Their index is mobile first. They're reporting all the valuable stuff on the mobile platform. You want your mobile platform to be screaming fast. I mean, if those numbers were reversed, I'd be fine. I'd say, don't worry about it. But having the mobile that low and the desktop that high, there's something else going on. Maybe you've got some third-party scripts going on. I know you have AdSense going on. Turn off AdSense for a hot second and see if the numbers go way up. If that doesn't work, try a caching tool. Try something like WP Rocket. I know we use that for some of our clients. I've seen clients go from an F, like a 30s, to like a 98, 99, just by putting in a tool like that can compress or minify CSS, JavaScript, so on. Get rid of any plugins that you're not using. Make sure they're not turned on or activated. Make sure that if you're embedding like lots of videos on the page and you're embedding them from YouTube, if they're loading up from YouTube, that takes time. Take a look at a tool called GTmetrix, GTmetrix.com. You can have that kind of give you some idea of, they have what's called a waterfall, and in it, it'll tell you how many calls to other servers you're making. So if you're, obviously you're going to maybe reach out to analytics or tag manager for tracking that kind of stuff. But if you have a bunch of other things that are embedded in the site, other tracking URLs or whatnot, they could be slowing things down. To Google, it's all about the user experience, right? All these, core web vitals and so on. The idea behind these vitals was to give webmasters an understanding of like what the thresholds are for what's considered a good quality website. And so speed is an issue. Speed is something that we've seen over and over again. Sites that load slower, if e-commerce sites, I forget what the number was, but like for Walmart, it was like every 100 milliseconds or something like that, they'd lose like a certain number of millions of dollars in revenue because people bounce, they leave, they go somewhere else. So yeah, speed is definitely an issue. You definitely want to keep an eye on it. You want to get it into the green, so to speak, if you're using some of these tools. You want to eliminate as many junky plugins that you may have. You want to use as much compression or any other things that might be like lazy loading to keep things from loading up the screen until people actually go to see it. No reason you have a very long page and you have tons of pictures at the bottom of the page. No need to load those until someone scrolls down, because most folks aren't going to scroll down. So, don't do any of that loading. But yeah, take a look at their Google Speed recommendations. I would also suggest you do a search on Google for Google Search Quality Raters Guideline. And this is a document that Google puts out that they hand the people that they hire to actually review websites for quality. And in this document, you will find out what Google considers high quality, extremely high quality, low quality, and bad enough to get banned, basically. Take a look at it. Definitely read through it, look through it. If you want to get an understanding of what Google wants, what they find valuable in what's a quality website, that's going to be a big indicator and a big help. So yes, work on your speed, especially mobile. Keep an eye on those core web vitals on mobile, not just on desktop. They are different and they are going to be registered different. Use a tool to determine what third-party things you're loading, right, from AdSense and whatnot. Turn them off. See how much your scores change. And then again, use some of those compression tools like WP Rocket to compress your JavaScript, compress or minify your CSS. And also think about using like a CDN, a content delivery network, so that content that is sort of static, images, videos, that kind of thing, can be sitting on servers that are close to your users, especially if you're national, and it can load those pictures directly from that location that's closest to the user on the delivery network's servers nearby them. Cloudflare is an example of one. There's a bunch of these content delivery networks. Check with your hosting company. They may already have one they work with. Maybe they just turn it on, maybe upgrade to the pro level. But all these things are going to have an impact on speed. Look at things. I know in our All-Stars, we have a whole thing on increasing speed. We have a whole thing on things you can do to increase speed. We have a whole thing on how to optimize images, which is another big deal. That typically is one of the things that slows stuff down. If you are loading up very large images on a mobile device versus a scale down version for mobile. So maybe you're going to load 1,000 by 500 image on the desktop, but on the mobile it's going to be 250 by 100, something like that, right? You're gonna load up a smaller version of that file for the mobile, which will speed things up too. So yeah, take a look in the All Stars for the how to what you can do to speed up your site. Take a look in the All Stars for the how to optimize your images, and those things will really give you some additional benefit, and it will make a difference.
All right, compression. You got to go from like analog to website.mp3 or something.
Yeah, and then even we were looking at the newer version, the new image versions, right? Like I think Sean, you and I were looking at something like a PNG was like 250 kilobyte, and then the WebP was like 15. No lossless, it looked great, looked even better than the PNG, and it was way smaller. So new file formats. Again, that's all going to be in image optimizations in the All Stars. So take a look at that, and I think I'll make it big. Any questions about it after the fact, hit us up for some Q&A on that as well.
Yeah, it's not often that my jaw will hit the floor these days, but when I saw what WebP did with images, that was
Yeah.
one of those times.
Yeah, it definitely is a big difference maker.